Finetech, and we have Aravind Segar and Ram from Devrev team. So let me do a quick introduction about Finetech. So we actually carry the Google Premier partnership in the entire PAC region, and we are currently support over 700 plus customer base, helping them to navigate from cloud migration to workspace productivity. And we have a very strong operational team on the Bangladesh, Maldives, Singapore, and we are continuing to grow on APAC region as well. So to start things off, Devrev has their own AI chatbot features. So these features are designed to help your business or business operations more efficiently. So in today's market, human teams cannot always be online 24 by 7. Okay. So this is where the Devrev AI chatbot comes in. So it is an automated tool that sites on your website and talks to your users as well. Because it is powered by AI, it can handle many different types of questions without needing a particular person. So this can lead what we call support defection. So which means your staff has fewer repetitive tasks to do. So but but this is more than just a chatbot. Okay, so it's kind of a system that connects your support you data to your productive data. So when the chatbot pages are active, they aren't just chatting; they are collecting data that goes straight to your developers. So technically, talk deep down. I'm inviting Aravind and Ram. So Aravind, Ram, so you guys can continue the session.
Thank you so much, Vikum. A very good afternoon to one and all. Thank you so much for taking time and attending this webinar. My name is Arvind. As Vikum mentioned, I'm a part of Devrev Solution Engineering team. I specifically work exclusively with partners like Finetech, and they have been one of our premium partners for the region. And with that context, no, I'll directly jump on to the presentation. I'll also set the agenda when I start sharing my screen. Vikram, do you want me to, or can you give me rights to share my screen?
Sure.
All right, thank you so much. I hope my screen is visible. Okay. Vikram, if you can just
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah.
confirm that. All right, cool. All right. So uh, again, no, for the webinar's agenda today, I'll walk you through a quick introduction of what Devrev is, uh, how it started, where it started, what kind of platform Devrev offers, what kind of problems do we solve for, right? And we also will talk about the key capabilities of the platform itself. I'll walk you through the product demonstration. I'll walk you through the platform so that you understand the capabilities of the platform, what kind of use cases it can solve for. I'll also touch upon a couple of use cases that we recently solved, case studies that we recently solved. We'll talk about that. And finally, last 10-15 minutes, we could spend some time on the Q&A as well. Yeah. So with that agenda, of course, if you have any questions during the course of my presentation, I would request you to put it in the chat so that I can refer at a later point in time. Or if you want me to answer right during my flow itself, please feel free to barge in and ask the question. I'm happy to answer. So, Devrev is a 5-year-old company. It was founded by two gentlemen, Dheeraj Pandey and Manoj Agarwal. Dheeraj Pandey has been a seasoned entrepreneur himself. Before Devrev, he founded another company called Nutanix. They are a multi-cloud hyper converged infrastructure provider. I'm pretty sure you would have heard Nutanix. It's a very popular name in the market. Uh, Nutanix went public in 2016, and it was one of the largest IPOs back then. We also have a very strong executive team with a lot of alumni from prominently known companies like Apple, Airbnb, Salesforce, and so on. Right? So we are backed up with this backed by this executive team, and we've been there in the market for about 5 years now. We have steadily grown over the past 5 years. Our year-on-year growth is for you to see. We are at this point in time more than 800 employees spread across 8 geographical locations, India being one. We have very strong presence in India. Bangalore is our engineering headquarters in India as well. We have our sales team spread across uh, all the sub-regions, be it south part of India, in Chennai and in Bangalore. We have a very strong sales team in west region of India, because that's our banking financial capital in India. And we do have a presence in North India as well. From a collaboration and partnership standpoint, the South team works closely with Finetech team to go to market in Sri Lanka specifically, and we are more than happy to talk with you post this webinar as well to identify any use cases, and then see if we can go through the evaluation process. Yeah. Our company itself is backed by strong venture capitalists like Khosla Ventures and Mayfield Fund, and we have already raised 200 million plus in funding. Yeah, right. So let's directly dwell deeper into the problem statement that we are trying to solve. Right. So, and I'm pretty sure everybody here is either using one of ChatGPT's perplexities, Claude of the world, or a combination of these LLMs. Uh, the idea is that what you see on the screen. Let's assume that in the context of your organization, you are asking a question to ChatGPT, for example. What's the latest on the Acme opportunity? Let's say that you are a sales executive and you wanted to understand the latest update on Acme opportunity. Right? Would ChatGPT be able to answer this question? Of course, no. Why is it that so? Because it does not know your organization. It does not know who you are, nor your organization. It does not have any context of why you were asking this question to ChatGPT. So publicly available LLMs work great on publicly available data, but not in the context of your organization. And this is exactly what we want to solve for. Right? Enterprise data itself is spread across different business applications within your landscape. It could be from in your CRM, it could be in your ERP, it could be in the likes of say Salesforce, ServiceNow, Zendesk, Freshdesk, Freshservice, Confluence, Google Drives, uh, OneDrive, SharePoint. Of course, we can keep naming applications where data exists, data resides, right? A study says that on an average, a typical enterprise would be using anywhere between 100 to 150 applications for different purposes, right? So it's very evident that knowledge itself is spread, knowledge itself is scattered, and each and every function within an organization is used to creating data in their own set of application in their in the cloud that they have access to, and so on and so forth. Right? Now, what if AI could actually unify all the data, work alongside your teams, understand what you are asking, answer based on the context of your question, take actions, and handle all the tedious repetitive work? Let's say if AI can really do that, then nothing like it, right? So you save a lot of time across the board, across different roles within the organization, and you will be in a position to put your put the time into actual meaningful work, right? And this is not something that is relevant for people within the organization. It could be your external customers, end users, vendors, merchants that you collaborate with outside your organization as well, right? So imagine if AI could really uh, have a meaningful conversation with different roles within the organization and external to the organization, and actually uh, take out the burden of doing all the tedious tasks, or take out the burden of talking to people to get the tasks done, or get any intelligence out of people. Okay? So this is the problem statement with which we started Devrev's platform, right? And the founders thought, okay, there is an opportunity in the market to really solve for enterprise AI use cases, and that's how the company itself was built, right? While we all acknowledge that this is a great problem to solve for, it's not an easy problem to solve, right? The first 3 to 4 years since the company started, we spent a lot of time building a proprietary technology called computers AirSync. Right? That's what you see on the screen right now. So computer AirSync is a bidirectional sync engine that connects to all the applications within your organization. Right? All the applications that I just mentioned a couple of slides back, computer can really connect to all these applications and then bring in data knowledge from these applications into a knowledge graph, a proprietary knowledge graph called computer memory. Right? Uh, once the entire knowledge is a part of the knowledge graph, we add all the foundational services such as searching for the information, automating tasks in the form of workflows. It could be deterministic or probabilistic workflows. We could build analytics on top of it in terms of dashboards, reports, and last but not the least, we can also build agents. Because computer provides an agent studio, we could build agents on top of the computer memory with which we have already populated enterprise knowledge with. And these agents can really solve for different use cases within your organization and external to your organization. So when we started this session, the topic was about chatbot for external customer support and customer service kind of use cases, right? What I really wanted to give as a disclaimer and quote here is that computer is not meant for customer service and customer support kind of use cases alone. It can also be meant for internal enterprise AI kind of use cases as well, right? So in case you are trying to solve for any internal enterprise AI use cases for different roles, different functions within an organization, no, we could be a great fit in those circumstances as well. Yeah. So with that context about computer, what AirSync does and what is computer memory, right? I also wanted to quickly showcase our global customers. Because we are an enterprise AI platform that can wrap and extend around any of your existing IT tech and IT landscape, we are considered as a horizontal platform, and because of which we actually work with a lot of companies in different verticals as well, right? Be it financial services, be it e-commerce, retail, be it software, be it utility, energy, right? We have logos in that particular space as well. So we are a horizontal platform provider, and we could solve for customers in different vertical industries as well. Yeah. Right. A little more deeper understanding of what computer is. So computer is inbuilt with 5 key capabilities, right? Once an organization once computer connects to an organization's scattered knowledge, which can reside in any application, computer would help bring in an ability to search for information, not just search for information, but also derive meaningful answers and reason out of those answers that is provided. It can also provide insights, key signals, trend charts, and so on. People within the organization can also take actions without even moving from computer interface, right? What I really mean by that is you can actually execute tasks. For example, update an opportunity in CRM, create a ticket in your help desk platform, send a notification to my customer, right? All these actions can be performed right from within the computer interface itself, right? And last but not the least, we do have an agent studio, which I spoke about a couple of minutes back. Agent studios brings you the ability to build your own agents on top of the platform, right? Now, because we have computer memory, and because this computer memory is populated with large, rich enterprise data, building agents on top of this is going to be very, very simple, right? You can execute a lot of tasks, lot of use cases, or enable lot of use cases with the help of Agent Studio environment. On top of it, we do have a support app wherein you have an AI native support platform that makes customer support even more delightful for you. Customer support becomes a lot more faster and proactive. We are going to see that in the demo today. We also have a build app that if at all you are a software engineering heavy company, we do have a build app that focuses on connecting your engineering and product teams, manages roadmap, prioritizes engineering work, and automate all the busy tedious work. Yeah? We do have an observe app that would help you manage or observe users using your web applications or mobile applications. What we really mean by that is in case you wanted to understand how are my customers using my mobile app, right? Can I get a understanding of where exactly are the dropout rates, where exactly are they facing issues, and it gives a great insight for the technical support team and the product team uh, to really troubleshoot issues faster, and also from a product's perspective optimize the app and understand where exactly they need to improvise the app for creating more stickiness for your customers to use these apps. Yeah, so we'll talk about, I can showcase a few capabilities around all these aspects when I do the demo. Yeah. So with that, I'll directly jump onto the platform demonstration. I know that I spoke about a lot of things: computer for internal enterprise AI use cases, external customer service, customer support kind of use cases. I'll probably decode this in a way that I can demonstrate it, and of course, I'm happy to take any questions during the end of the session as well. Yeah. So I'm switching to a different screen here, and I think you should be able to right now see a screen called Maple. Right? So for the sake of this particular webinar, I've taken this example or a demo company called Maple. Let's assume that Maple is into digital payments and payment solution gateway providers, right? So they serve a lot of B2B and B2C organizations. It's not a real company; it's a fictitious company. And let's assume that they are in the space of providing digital payment gateway solutions to their customers, to be B2B and B2C customers. Yeah. So I'm taking a role of a customer of Maple, and I'm seeking some kind of support from Maple. Right now, what I immediately see, just like any customer using any of your web application or mobile application, I see a small conversational AI widget at the right bottom corner of the web application, right? So I quickly invoke this, and I see a lot of things. I see a home. Sorry, I see a home. I could see a card that would take me to a different place within the web application, and all these capabilities is something that Devrev's conversational AI widget is capable of doing, right? So as soon as I open this particular widget, I can quickly send a message here. I say, uh, what kind of services does Maple Payments provide? And this is a question that I've asked, right? So as soon as I ask this question, you'll be able to see that an AI agent is trying to understand the context of the question, understand the nature of the question, and uh, is probably at this point referring to knowledge base articles and picks up the most relevant set of knowledge base article to answer this particular question, right? So the AI agent is already learned from a set of knowledge base articles and is able to answer able to answer this question with the help of the knowledge base article. So you can see here that welcome, I'm Maple's virtual support agent. This is what I do, and here are the services that Maple provides. Maple Software is a leading provider for API payment solutions, and it gives a complete gist of what Maple software does, right? So I go here and I could ask a question in local language as well. What are the payment methods that you support? Of course, I use Google Translate to frame this question. I don't know Sinhalese. So, and you could see that the AI agent understands that this question is not coming in English, and it actually understands from a KB article the relevant response and actually translates and then responds back to the user here. Okay? So, which essentially means that there's a LLM model that works as a part of the platform, and we are able to get or leverage the capabilities of the LLM to actually respond back to the customer. But in no way that we are going to learn from customer data. We are only using a model to create a response, and reason out based on the data that is fetched. Yeah? So you can see that the response also came in the local language, right? So I go here and I wanted to increase the complexity a notch higher, right? And not ask a very L0-ish kind of a question here. I'm not going to ask this AI agent a question that it can answer from knowledge base. Rather, I really wanted to ask a more contextual question, right? And when I say contextual question, this question is not something that the AI agent can refer to a knowledge base and then answer. This is a question that that requires understanding of who that customer is and then answer, right? So why do I see rejected transaction is a question that is very, very contextual to that particular customer, that particular user, right? Now the AI agent, unless it understands who this customer is, it will not be in a position to answer, right? Unless it asks for, say, the email address or account ID or user ID, right? No, unless it has any of these details, it will really not be in a position to answer this particular question, right? That's exactly why it says it gives an answer that is very generic in nature, right? These are the common reasons for rejected transaction. Invalid payment information. You could have typed in an incorrect number and so on and so forth, right? But this is not the answer that I wanted, right? I wanted an answer that really addresses that question. Why am I seeing rejected transaction, right? Now, I close this particular window, and it's pretty understandable from the AI agent's perspective also, right? You want that, right? From that AI agent's perspective, that it is not able to answer for specific reason. The reasoning itself is logical and understandable here, right? It does not know who the customer is. So what I do in this particular case, I'm signing into the web application. I'm signing in with a user called Emily, right? And as soon as I sign in into Maple's web application, I am, of course, greeted with a dashboard. Of course, just like any web application or mobile application, you could see as soon as you log in, you are treated with information that is very, very specific to that particular customer. I see recent transaction, I see the transaction volume, several metrics that is very important to that particular user. I also see the currencies enabled. At this point in time, AUD and USD are the currencies enabled for this particular account, for this particular user, right? So I go and immediately invoke this particular conversational widget here. I ask the same question, right? Why do I see rejected transaction? In this particular case, the AI agent will understands who that customer is because the customer has logged in. It will not again ask for what is your email address, what is your phone number, or customer identifiers like account ID or user ID. Right? It understands from the login. It understands from the underlying web application who this particular user is. In fact, the AI agent is skilled enough, right? I'm sorry, I probably take a previous conversation. It's acting up for right. So yeah, I've taken a previous conversation, right? So the AI agent can be skilled enough to actually go to a transaction management system or wherever the transactions are managed for that particular user and that particular account. It can fetch all the transactions pertaining to that user, understand which of these recent transactions are in rejected state. If there is an error code associated to that particular transaction, understand the error code and the reason for rejection, and then actually summarize these transactions and present it to the end user. Right? That's precisely what it has done in this particular conversation. Right? So here is a summary of your recent transaction. You are 26K worth of transaction. About 8 transactions are all in rejected state. Right? The reason for rejection is these eight rejected transactions are all in EUR currency, and EUR is not enabled on your account. And it reasons out pretty well here, right? So the reason why all these transactions got rejected was that EUR currency is not enabled for your account, right? And it also suggests a prescriptive step and says that, would you like me to enable EUR currency for you? And I said yes, enable, and EUR currency was enabled, and you'll be able to see in the underlying web application, the EUR currency would also come and get enabled. Yeah. So what happened here is not only will the conversational AI agent that was built on Devrev was capable enough to answer any generic questions, it can also go a notch higher and actually perform tasks that is contextual to the question that the customer has, right? It can push or pull information from other enterprise applications, business system, of course, provided we give access to it. It will not do it on its own. In this particular case, we simply use an API endpoint to fetch the recent transaction for Emily as a user and then present it. Okay? It can also take actions in the form of enabling, disabling something. As I told you, create, update a specific record, right? Provided we, of course, give the necessary skills to the agent. Okay? Give me 1 minute. I'm going to log in again. Right? So I hope the idea here is understandable, right? So the conversational AI, of course, no. While I showed this entire demo in a web application, the same experience can be brought on mobile application as well. Of course, from Devrev side, we have SDKs to be deployed that can help you deploy in your mobile application as well, and the same conversational interface can be popped up in the mobile app as well. Yeah. Now, what Emily also does on a day-to-day basis is that she downloads the transaction report, right, from Maple's web application, right? So she goes here, clicks on run report, and the report will usually run on this particular fine day. It did not run. Report failed to run. Report generation failed due to an upstream error, right? Emily panics. Emily becomes anxious, and she clicks on help, right? And as soon as I click on help, you can pop up the conversational AI widget here, and with a predefined message. I'm trying to generate a report. However, I get this below error, and I send this message uh, to the Maple support, wherein an AI agent is trying to understand how can I go ahead and resolve this particular problem. Let's assume for the sake of this demonstration that the AI agent does not understand this particular context. It does not know how to really troubleshoot this issue, nor it can provide steps for the end user to troubleshoot this particular issue on their own. Right? Now, I'm sorry to hear you're experiencing an issue with the report generation, and it could be possible reasons could be this, and and it also suggests that do you want me to transfer the conversation to a human agent, or do you want me to create a support ticket on your behalf? I can go ahead and do that also, right? I just say yes, create. Right? I go ahead and ask the AI agent to create a ticket. The ticket could be created in Devrev itself because we have a support module within Devrev as well, which can manage all the tickets, all the conversations, assign tickets to different teams, manage SLAs, manage ticket attributes and metadata. Everything can be done within Devrev itself. But in case you already have a ticketing platform, no worries. We can always integrate with that and create a ticket and then triage the ticket in your core ticketing platform as well, right? So in this particular demonstration, I've asked the AI agent to create a ticket within Devrev itself, and you can see that the ticket number is available here. And you'll be able to see that it also says that, yeah, a ticket was generated and somebody from the support team would be in a position to understand the root cause of this uh, and respond back to you. Yeah? So that's the cycle that we are ending the user journey with, right? Now, let me switch to a different window right now, which is called the agent interface, where support and customer service agents can come, log in, look at all the conversations that AI agent was handling with the customer, or conversations that get passed on to the human agents to answer, and so on and so forth. Also, the tickets that got generated within the platform can also be looked in with this particular agent portal itself, right? Uh, a quick thing, a quick walkthrough of what the agent interface looks like, right? On the left-hand side, you see a navigation bar. I can pull this navigation bar or collapse this as well. As soon as I pull this navigation bar, I see a search window, wherein I can search for anything and everything. I can search for a contact, I can search for a ticket, I can search for conversations, and so on and so forth. Right? I can filter out specific contacts, look at the past history of conversations, history of tickets that this particular contact has raised in the past, and so on. A global search that can help you search for information. Right? Below that, you see different sections here, user observability. Of course, all these sections are configurable. Each and every section will have a set of views that again is configurable. If you want a specific role to have a specific set of views assigned to them, or views added to their sections, we could also do that. So I open the conversations view here, and I'll be able to see all the conversations that got streamed in, or that gets aggregated from various conversational channels, right? When I say various conversation channels, it could be a web application based conversation, it could be mobile app based, it could be WhatsApp, it could be Slack conversations, and so on and so forth, right? So conversations from various channels of communication can be aggregated into one view, which is the conversations view within Devrev. Right? So I open a conversation, and you'll be able to see that the conversation that the customer was having with the AI agent, you'll be able to see the entire history of conversation, right? So as a human agent, if I wanted to really understand what was the conversation that went even before it got transferred to me, I have the entire conversation history, intact, so that now I can refer to that. I could also, simply create a summary of the conversation and then look at that summary of conversation as well. Yeah. I close this conversation, and the recent conversation that we had was Emily was not able to generate a report, and she had a problem generating a report, and the AI agent suggesting that no, I'm not able to really understand why this happened. Do you want me to create a support ticket for you, right? And that's exactly what Emily asked the AI agent to do. And the ticket reference is also here. You will also be able to see at the top of the conversation, the ticket reference would also be mentioned here. Yeah. On the right hand side, you can see all the ticket fields, the SLA, specific fields, first response time, resolution time, which account, if at all you are a B2B organization, which account did this customer belong to, and several other information. Yeah. So I close this and I go to the tickets view. Basically, any conversation that gets converted into a ticket would be applicable, would be seen in this particular view. Or if you want traditional channels through which ticket needs to be created, basically a form-based ticket creation or an email-based ticket creation, we could also configure that and then create a ticket, any tickets coming through these channels as well. Yeah. So I open the latest ticket here, and you'll be able to see that this particular ticket was converted out of a conversation. You will see the entire conversation history here, right? And I could choose to respond back to the customer from right within this particular ticket view itself, right? On the right hand side, you will again be able to see the SLA specific attributes, SLA metrics here, first response time and resolution time. Before I go to the attributes section, I would want to cover this particular internal discussions, right? Internal discussions is meant for people within the organization to collaborate, right? If I wanted to talk to my fellow support engineer, I can do that. If I wanted to talk to the engineering team, I could just tag them and have a conversation within the internal. So collaborating within the organization so that everybody contributes to ultimately resolving the ticket in hand, right? So we have the internal discussions pane also. Events would give the complete audit trail of that particular ticket, right from the time the ticket got created till during the entire course of its life cycle. Whatever happens to the ticket, whether a workflow updated a ticket or an AI agent working on the particular ticket or a human updates a specific field within a ticket, everything is captured as a part of the events tab. It holds the complete audit trail of the ticket, right? The internal discussions, as I told you, could be for collaboration between different people within the organization, or you could also let workflows and AI work on the ticket and give you a lot more intelligence as a human agent before even you start working on the ticket. Right? I'll give you an example here, right? So there's a severity detector workflow, an AI-enabled workflow that actually updated the severity of this ticket to high, because it felt that in the recent past, a lot of similar tickets had come, and I'm going to bump this severity to high because I see a lot of a trend doesn't seem to be right here, right? A ticket classifier agent actually classified this ticket as a bug with high confidence. A bug ticket router actually, as soon as the ticket got created, it automatically routed to an L3 support because it seemed to be a bug, and I'm actually sending it to the L3 team. So a lot of this triaging and intelligence about the ticket can be done even before a support agent starts working on the particular ticket. Yeah. Then on the right hand side, you see a lot of attributes about the ticket. You can see that it is already assigned to the L3 support engineer, severity high, it's in good state, right? I could also change the status here, right? And as I scroll down, I can see that there is already an incident associated with this particular ticket. Yeah, I'll come to that in a bit. But one of the most important thing, if you go back to the slide that I was presenting, we spoke about support app, build app, and sessions, right? The sessions capability is what I'm going to walk you through right now, right? So when I click this web here, I'll be able to see the complete user journey right before the ticket got generated, right? So I can go and look at the entire navigation, the entire journey of the user before even they encountered an error, right? So I'm just playing this particular video, and I just forward it a bit, and you'll be able to see whatever actions that the user was performing on the web application, and it's applicable to mobile apps as well. Whatever they were doing, you will be able to see that as a part of the session recording, right? So I'm just going to go a bit farther here, so that no, so the login that happened, no, the conversation that happened between the AI agent and the AI agent and the user, right? The entire recording is there, right? And you'll be able to see that a lot of information is also masked, right? Which Devrev's sessions capability will help you also mask all the critical confidential information that is not that necessarily not be revealed to the technical support engineer or the product team, right? We can always mask whatever is not required for the product team and the technical support engineers to see, right? You can see everything is in star, and right at the time the ticket was no the error was popping out. No, at what prompted the user to actually create a ticket, right? So that the engineers need not go back to the customer asking what did you do to and why did this error happen? What exact action did you do? Can you send a screenshot of this on what you did, a screen recording of what you did? I mean, these are the common questions that typically support engineers do ask, right? So we don't really have to go. There's a significant overhead that the customer's technical support team has before even with the help of the session recording itself, right? Not only that, on the right hand side, you can see the timeline of all the events, right from the time the user did something. It will also give you rage clicks. It will also give you network API errors. It will give you dead clicks, right? All the information related to user navigation in that web application will be seen in the session recording. Yeah? I can go to details and look at all the device details. What browser did we use? What is the device type? What is the model, the device model? What is the network type? So on and so on. These are good enough information for a technical support engineer to act upon, right? And the most important thing is dev tools, right? I could also stream in and capture all the network and console errors within the session itself, right? For all we know, the error that Emily experienced could be because an API was broken, right? Or it could be because of a network error. Some JavaScript failed, right? So that information is available in the dev tools section. All the network errors and the console errors are captured as a part of the session itself, right? So that's on the sessions recording, right? And of course, we have a lot of dashboards that are built for sessions itself. So you can see all the total number of sessions, right? A total number of sessions, total unique users, percentage of rage clicks, percentage of dead clicks, sessions per hour, right? Which screen was the most used screen? Which screen has the most number of dead clicks and rage clicks? And so on and so forth. You get a whole lot of information, a lot of metrics that you can really go ahead and track and use. We also have usage funnels. Basically, uh, what has been the funnel metrics, right? Okay, there was 100% conversion rate on the as soon as the website loaded, right? A lot of users move to the next step after the website load. But before even they go to after they log in, there's a significant drop in the percentage of users. For example, you could see that the drop off rate on this particular screen of the application is 70%, right? I can go click on this and you could see that user count is 97, user dropped with rage is 3, user dropped with dead tap is 22, right? Gives a lot of insights for your product team to work on and improvise the web application or the mobile application. And we support web application as well as mobile application on iOS, Android, Flutter, and so on. Yeah. So that's a user observability piece. We can offer this as a standalone offering as well, but it's a part of the overall platform as well. And of course, we do have core dashboards for tickets and conversations. We have tickets insight dashboard that would help you understand all the ticket related metrics, number of tickets created, active tickets, tickets waiting for response, which customer has raised the most number of tickets that were converted out of conversations. Right? We do also have an AI agent specific dashboard to understand the resolution percentage and deflection percentage of AI agents that is customer facing. We could also have an AI agent that is internal facing as well. But I'm just talking from a point of view of an end user or a customer here. Tickets created versus closed, internal tickets versus external tickets. Similarly, I have conversation insights dashboard also, resolution rate, SLA compliance rate, average CSAT score. Right? These are standard dashboards that are available as a part of the platform. Right? But on top of it, if you want to build your own dashboards, we also, as a part of our Devrev services or through partners, we can also help you build more dashboards that is very keen for your organization to track and then take action out of it. Right? So these are standard dashboards that are available. Custom dashboards are also possible. Right? Let me go back to the tickets page here and look at this particular ticket. We were all this while we were talking about a conversational AI agent talking to end users and customers. Right? Now let's talk about, okay, I am an L3 support engineer. I want more insights into this ticket. Looks like there is an incident already linked to this particular ticket because an AI agent suggested that, right? Now, for me as an L3 support engineer, if I want to get more details about the incident or the ticket or what could possibly have gone wrong, right? The only way I could do today is talk to my fellow colleagues, talk to engineering team, talk to my manager, and understand what has been going, what is happening in the background. Or I could use an AI assistant in the form of computer and ask a question like, what is the ETA for the incident associated, and can you draft me a response to the customer with details, right? So computer can also be an assistant to support engineer to actually troubleshoot an issue, give more insights about a ticket, understand if there are any similar tickets that has recently been created. Is there an engineering item that has been worked to resolve a bug ticket like this, right? So all these things computer can really help the technical support engineer as well, right? So here in this particular case, here is a ticket summary. Here are the incident details of that particular incident associated to the ticket. What is the ETA for this incident? Of course, there is no ETA explicitly set for this particular ticket. And here is a sample response that you can send to ML. Thank you for reaching out and for your patience while we investigate this issue. Blah, blah, blah. Imagine if this has to be returned manually, right? Of course, there could be canned responses, but canned responses and standardized template-based responses are standard in nature. It does not really acknowledge the core issue in hand, right? With the help of computer, we could actually frame a very, very contextual response and then send it back to customer. I could also take the complexity a notch higher and ask computer to investigate this incident associated to the ticket, analyze the Datadog. Datadog, of course, is a monitoring tool. Of course, you could also connect with other monitoring tools. Analyze the Datadog backend logs at the time of creation of the ticket within a 10-minute window. So if I had to do this manually, I have to log in into Datadog. I look at the time of ticket creation. I filter out all the logs that is generated between a specific time window. I open up all the logs. Of course, there are going to be hundreds of logs there as well, even within a 10-minute window, right? I filter out for Emily as a user, look at all the log parts which is related to Emily, manually analyze it, and go into the root cause of why specific event happened. With computer, I can absolutely save that time, right? You let computer go figure out which logs to fetch in, figure out for that particular user which are the relevant pieces in that log, and then give me an investigation report like this, right? All these were normal activity, all these function normally, but there is one critical failure that happened. There was a API timeout failure that happened in the log. This could be the possible reason on why the report was not generated, right? So I could also increase the complexity of computer use cases and deploy an agent that is very, very specific to solving a specific roles problem. Yeah. Now, this all the while I was talking from an end user's perspective, a support agent's perspective, a support manager's perspective to really understand ticket metrics, ticket dashboards, ticket insights, conversation insights, and so on. Right now, let me show you how all this magic happens in the backend. So I go to settings page here. I scroll down the agent studio, and this is where we build agents, right? And you can see there are many agents built in this Maple org that I'm showing you, right? I open a specific Maple CX agent. This is the agent that was actually having a conversation with Emily at the start of the demonstration, right? So when we define an agent within Devrev, you fundamentally see three major sections: instructions, skills and tools, and knowledge. When I go to instructions, we define a goal for the agent. We instruct the agent what to do and what not to do. Precisely define do's and don'ts, put in proper guardrails in terms of what actions, what kind of activities should the agent perform. Right? It can be plain English instructions, and you instruct the agent to basically do all these things. Right? The second one is the knowledge. What kind of knowledge entities are required by the agent to perform its tasks properly, right? I go and look at this, and you can see that there are a lot of knowledge entities that are available within Devrev, right? Imagine this to be associated to the computer memory, right? Within computer memory, you have all the sources of knowledge coming in, and every knowledge entity would be a part of this knowledge library. Right? It could be tickets coming in from Zendesk. It could be Google Drive's articles coming in as KB articles within Devrev. Right? It could be account information that could come from HubSpot, right? Or any CRM for that matter. Right? So you pick and choose what should be relevant for this agent to function properly, and then you expose only those knowledge entities. Yeah. Different agents can have access to different knowledge entities. So you don't really have to worry about building an agent from scratch. Think about, okay, what access should I give this agent, and build a rack for it, and then provision it. Right? Everything is taken care at the platform level itself. All you'll have to do is keep building agents and expose it to relevant roles within the organization. Yeah? And last but not the least, the skills and tools. Basically, telling the agent what skills does the agent have to perform actions. It could be simple actions like creating a ticket within Devrev, right? So when I go and click add here, there are default Devrev actions exposed as skills within the platform itself. On top of it, if you want to build more skills, you also have the capability to build more skills here as well, right? I'll give you an example here. When Emily spoke about why am I seeing rejected transaction, right? Precisely this skill got executed, list transaction skill got executed. And basically, when I go and edit the skill, I'll be able to see that there is a list transaction skill here. I use the API endpoint to actually fetch all the transaction related to Emily, filter out all the rejected transaction, and then summarize that transaction with the possible reasoning out of it, and then present it to the end user. Right? So basically, this skill execution happened in the background when Emily asked about the rejected transaction. Similarly, when the EUR currency needed to be enabled, you had the currency management skill that got executed. Right? Similarly, you can keep building more skills, keep giving more skills to the AI agent to perform a lot more actions, lot more complex actions as well. Yeah. So that's the agent building agent studio itself. Of course, as you can see, there are multiple agents that we can build within the agent studio, and each agent can perform different tasks within Devrev. Yeah. So I'll switch back to my presentation again. I hope the demo itself gave you a good idea about high-level capabilities of the platform. Just to summarize, Devrev as a platform has computer as its primary offering. Computer can be external end user or customer facing, or internal employees facing as well. Precisely, you can build agents on top of the platform and then expose it to different people within the organization and extend the organization. If support customer service use cases is the prime goal for you, we can have agent CX, customer experience agent built and then exposed to your customers on various channels, be it WhatsApp or no web application or mobile application and so on. Yeah. And within Devrev, you have the complete ticket management and conversation management capabilities with the help of our support app. And you also have computer exposed to internal people within the organization to get any assistance out of computer. Right? You want to add more skills to the agents built on top of computer. You could also have more skills, knowledge entities, and then proper instructions given to the agent to perform its tasks to the team. Yeah. So I'll also talk about a couple of case studies here that would really help you understand where organizations are really utilizing us. Right? I'm going to talk about only two case studies, but of course, no, there are a lot more different kind of use cases that we are solving for, and we could talk a lot more in detail, in a one-to-one conversation as well. Yeah. So I'll talk about this particular use case, Build.com. Build.com is a NA-based customer. They are into cloud-based, financial management platform, and they actually serve a lot of small and mid-sized companies, automate their accounting process, be it account payable, receivable, digitizing expense management, and so on. Right? So Bill is a Salesforce shop. They are using Salesforce's Service Cloud. The ticket management is from Salesforce, but they had a homegrown conversational AI. They claim it was a conversational AI platform, and they had deployed this conversational widget onto their web application and mobile application. Right. So what they were able to achieve with this particular conversational AI is that the deflection percentage was only 14. Right. All the conversation eventually got converted into a ticket. There were abundant conversation, and out of this 14%, at least 10% were abandoned conversations, which means that the AI was not able to answer properly. The customer got frustrated, and then they leave the chat, and then they go ahead and find other means of reaching out to the support team. So we did a POC with them. We did a paid POC with them. We kind of got the same knowledge base articles and then same set of actions that the AI agent was supposed to perform. And then we actually deployed a conversational AI for them, which was able to deflect 86% of the conversations, which is a significant jump from 14%, right? So, and we actually took 1,000 questions, a random 1,000 questions. We actually validated the responses of these 1,000 questions from Devrev's AI agent and their existing incumbent AI. And we actually evaluated the responses with an unbiased, giving it to an unbiased LLM, right? For accuracy, for appropriateness, for consistency, for completeness, and everything, right? So we actually scored in a lot of for a lot of these scoring factors. We were able to score more than 7, and their existing platform was only able to hover around 4 out of 10, right? And that was a big learning for them as well, right? So they were able to understand how capable Devrev's AI agents were, right? One more interesting thing is that every time a ticket is created and a human agent solves a ticket, they were incurring a cost of approximately $15 per ticket, right? And because the deflection percentage was so poor, which was 14%, a lot of tickets were generated, and they were incurring a huge cost for support agents to act upon those tickets, right? So because we had deployed Devrev, because the deflection percentage was so high, as a cost and effect, we were able to save 300. We were able to save 15 million in annual savings, and we were able to deflect the 300K plus queries annually. Yeah. So it's a great use case, and we actually coexisted with Salesforce. We only replaced their existing chat capability that they had. Yeah. Another interesting use case is an Indigo Airlines, of course, one of the largest carriers in India, second largest in the world, right? This is not a customer-facing AI agent use case here, but it was an AI agent assistance for their internal help desk team, right? So imagine, of course, everybody here in the audience would have faced this issue, right? When you go and book a ticket in your favorite airline, you go through the process of booking a ticket. You search for the flights, you look at the most appropriate flight for you, you go through the payment process, and there is uh, one place where you feel anxious, right? That is during the confirmation page, right? When there is a GIF that's running, that the transaction is getting generated, transaction is completed, right? Now, everybody at that point in time is anxious whether the transaction will go through, whether my money gets debited, whether the ticket gets generated or not, right? And look, all of us here have experienced that, the transaction would have abruptly ended, the money would have got deducted, or the transaction would have been completed, but the ticket wouldn't have got generated. No, we call in India, it's called PNR number. Because I think it's the same there also. The PNR number wouldn't have got generated, and we become very, very anxious at that point in time. We quickly pick up the phone, talk to the customer care, and see what happened in the background, because the money got debited at your end, right? So this is exactly what happened with Indigo Airlines as well, right? So people call the team. So it actually gets routed to a specific team called CPD team, right? CPD team is responsible for handling these kind of queries, right? Wherein the transaction got through, but the money was debited, the ticket wouldn't have got generated, right? So a CPD agent who is on the phone spends about 15 to 20 minutes understanding what happened in the background. They'll have to log in into 4 different applications: an airline booking system, a payment gateway system, a transaction aggregator system, and their CRM, which is Salesforce, right? So they have to log in into 4 different applications, understand what happened for that particular user at the back end, whether the transaction was generated, whether the booking was done or not, whether the PNR number was generated or not. So they take at least 15 to 20 minutes to understand what happened in the background while the customer is there on the call, right? So what we did was we deployed computer for CPD L2 agents assistance. And right now what the CPD agents do is they just talk to computer, give the ticket ID and the transaction ID, and the computer does everything for the CPD agent. Computer actually goes into all these systems, fetches all the relevant information, summarizes this. This is the transaction ID that got failed. And for this particular transaction ID, the PNR did not get generated. If the PNR did not get generated, the CPD agent on the phone with the customer will offer, do you want to continue the booking? I can search flights for you and then get the booking completed. The computer agent that is assisting the CPD L2 agent actually looks at all the possible flight options that is available, gives the flight options to the CPD agent. CPD agent picks the right flight and goes through the entire booking process subsequently, right? So they save about 17 to 18 minutes in a call by just deploying computer for their assistance, right? So, and this is the power of the platform, right? It's not just meant for people external to your organization, be it your customers or end users. It can be a great value addition for people within the organization as well, right? So with that 2 use cases, no, I end my presentation. Thank you so much for patiently listening to me. I know that it was a long monologue from my side. I hope that it was an interesting session and it was worthwhile spending your time here. And I'm open to answering any of the questions that you might have here. Any questions? Any specific areas that you want me to go deeper into? Answer any questions? Happy to do that.